on the beautiful campus of Rochester Christian University and inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. This is Warriors basketball on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here saying hello everyone and welcome to our broadcast as the Rochester Christian Warriors host the Indiana Tech Warriors in game one of our Saturday doubleheader between these Warriors teams. Rochester Christian comes into this one off of a big win back on Wednesday night against the Aquinas Saints. They come in 4-4 overall, all four wins coming in conference play. They're 4-1 in the WAC. On the other side, Indiana Tech comes in 6-2 overall, 4-0 to start conference play. We'll take a quick timeout as we count you down to tip-off between the Warriors. Coming up at right around the top of the hour. When we come back, though, we'll get the starting lineups next.
It all began in 1937 on this very basketball court in Kansas City. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game, and all strive to do more and be more. At the NAIA, we take the student and student athlete seriously and focus on the whole person because individual growth doesn't stop at the final buzzer. Our character-driven athletics empower student athletes to succeed in competition, in class, and in life.
I'm not just preparing for the next game. I'm preparing for what's next.
For NAIA member institutions, small doesn't mean limited. It means limitless. Our schools aren't simply the sum of their teams. They're whole communities that are founded on opportunity, strengthened by tradition, and powered by passion.
Here, we build athletic programs that build lives and legacies.
Through our 29 sports, 21 conferences, 250 member institutions, and 83,000 student athletes, the NAIA fosters a culture of competition and connection in an unstoppable intercollegiate movement where athletics push to new heights and integrity keeps us grounded.
We don't measure success in W's alone. Our greatest victory is the community we create for the student-athlete experience.
Across the NAIA, we play for the love of the game, finding strength in our teammates and gaining inspiration from our challengers.
We know excellence doesn't happen by chance. That's why we built our own playbook for success. From our common sense regulations to our innovative tools like Return on Athletics to our commitment to character development, we help schools not just compete, but thrive.
Our investment goes beyond athletics. We're investing in the future of our student athletes and our schools.
We are bigger than a game, than a record, than a championship. We are the next generation of athletes, leaders, and game changers. It's why we choose the NAIA.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
Welcome back on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here with you. Get to the starting lineups here quickly before we send it down to the floor. Starting with the Indiana Tech Warriors, they'll start out with this 5. Madison Weiss, Taylor Covington, who we'll highlight here in just a moment, and Durbin Thomas, the guards. Ryan Moore and Jaden Gully are the forwards. And on the other side, for Rochester Christian and head coach Jared Ocampo, they'll counter with this group. Amal Eunice making her second consecutive start for the freshman. Simone Andrews will join her along with Ashley Loon in the backcourt. Kendall Zeider and Mila Alls are the forwards. And with that, we send it down to the floor to public address announcer Mark Stowers.
showing respect to every spectator
And there you have it. That is the word from our public address announcer, the great Mark Stowers, here inside of Garth Pleasant Arena, just about set to jump it up between Rochester Christian and Indiana Tech. Mentioned during our pregame coverage, want to highlight Taylor Covington as the tip is up and the Warriors of Rochester Christian control. Covington, 16.4 points per game coming in. That's first on her team. Also leads her team in 3 balls as well. 17 of them coming in. Floated in for Zeider. Was kind of leaning back, missed the shot. Indiana Tech comes away with it. For the Warriors, touched on starting guard here today, the freshman Amal Yunus. Second consecutive start. And the only 2 starts she'll have so far this season. Could see many more to come, though, for one in white. Zeider, who missed on the shot at the other end, has been spectacular over the last 3. 12 points per game in that stretch as the shot is up and spins out. Shot clock buzzer sounded, but obviously caught rim before that, and then stepping out of bounds with it. That was Thomas on the sideline. For Zeider, mentioned the 12 points per game over her last 3, also just under 9 rebounds per. Also 2 steals, a block, and almost 3 assists per game in that stretch as well, doing a little bit of everything for Coach Ocampo. Handoff goes to Eunice, top of the arc. Still 12 to shoot as she gets it back. Into the corner for Andrews. Quick touch moves it to Zeider with 6 to shoot. Outside Eunice thought about the 3 and traveled with it. Down low it goes and getting stripped of it. That was Ryan Moore. Loon on the run, lays it up, no. Took some contact on the lay-in, couldn't get it to fall. Other end lay-in doesn't fall either for Jaden Gully. Gully 10.6 rebounds per game this season, leads her team. Zeider turns with it on Gully, tries to back her way baseline, throws up a shot, no, got her own miss, goes back up with it, disrupted by Gully. Simone Andrews takes it away, outside to Zeider. They'll reset things out high with Amal Eunice. Now Loon. Loon 17 points, a team high back on Wednesday in the win over Aquinas. Shot it very well from the outside, in fact, as she gets it back here with 3 to shoot. Probably has to put one up and does. Catches rim. Mila All's the offensive rebound. Rochester Christian, as we're about 3 minutes in, still no score. Whistling a foul down low, stops it with 7:05. First foul of the day goes on Indiana Tech. It'll go on Gully. Avery Collins, the sophomore, comes in. But to finish that last thought, Warriors, their last 2 games here at home, 64 points in the win back on Wednesday, 105 the game at home before that, back on November 22nd against Northwestern Ohio. 105-61 was the final that day. Alls has it, 7 to shoot, tries to turn the corner and lost it out of bounds. Quick rest for Durbin Thomas. She comes back in. Jacqueline Cruz, 13 in black, has come in of late as well. Just inside the free throw line, that's off the heel. Still nothing doing between Indiana Tech and Rochester Christian. Simone Andrews left open for 3 in transition. Can't make Indiana Tech pay. She knocked down 2 threes in the game back on Wednesday, went 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. Warriors as a team shot at 47% that night from 3-point range. Send it outside. 3 is up by Thomas and through. Durbin Thomas breaks the ice. She had a season-high 18 points against Aquinas earlier this season. Hasn't scored in double figures in any other game, though, this season, as hooking and hitting was Zeider. That game for Thomas, her best of the year, had those 18 points, also 5 rebounds and 2 steals. Tambry Williams comes in for Rochester Christian. Taylor Covington comes back in for Durbin Thomas. Posted up right away for Williams, tried to give it right back to Simone Andrews. Now Eunice, far wing, she'll launch a three, got the three. Then she gets her hand on the basketball, nearly stole it away. Eunice has given this team some very solid minutes to start her Warriors career. Free throw line, bounced it to the baseline, missed it for Ryan Moorer on the feed by Cruz. Williams tried to get inside the paint, had it stripped, taken away by Madison Weiss, the transfer from Siena Heights. This time Eunice does get the ball, racing ahead, lay it up, no, but a whistle and a foul. Stops the clock with 4:27 to go first quarter. Warriors fans might remember back just a couple nights ago on Wednesday against Aquinas, Warriors would go on to put up 64 in that game, as mentioned earlier, but had only 13 after the first quarter, so could see kind of a similar situation play out here today as our score 5-3, middle of the first quarter. First quarter media timeout, in fact, with 4:27 to go. We'll take the timeout with them on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Points hard to come by so far in this one. Indiana Tech just 1 of 5 from the floor. Rochester Christian 2 of 8. Amal Eunice just a couple moments ago, though, knocked down a 3. Warriors 1 of 2 from beyond the arc to start. 5 early turnovers by Indiana Tech. Eunice was fouled on the breakaway layup before the media timeout. She'll get 2 as we make our way back out. First one's up and good. First free throws of the day for either team. Second one is pure as well. J.C. Summers has checked in for the Warriors, so it's Summers, Williams, Loon, Andrews, and Eunice. And for Indiana Tech, it's Moore, Weiss, Covington, Cruz, and Collins. Andrews with it. Plays catch with Ashley Loon. Williams going to skip it this way for Andrews. Gets to the elbow, drops it off to Summers, who missed. Rush it up the floor, Weiss for 3. Rims out, rebound comes down to Summers. Summers coming into the week, just about 5 rebounds per contest this year. Good look inside. Andrews missed on the floater. 3:25 to go, opening quarter, 20 on the shot clock for Rochester Christian. Handoff to Eunice, stops at the free throw line, now continues on. Got her own miss, puts it back up and puts it in. Excellent start for Amal Eunice. Has 7 of the Warriors' 9. Williams left alone inside for 2. Give the assist after the defensive board to Ashley Loon. Flip it, far wing, 3 is on the way, short. Missed by Gabby Ritchie. Williams tried to go inside looking for Andrews. A host of subs getting ready to come in for Indiana Tech at the next whistle. Covington into the corner. Swing it back around to Covington. Driving and wave off the basket. Cruz got fouled. Looks like Durbin Thomas, Jaden Gully, Avery Collins, and the last one, 25, Ava Smith. Those are the subs in for Indiana Tech. So everybody but Covington will head to the sideline. Floated inside, off glass, no. Another defensive rebound for Loon. 2 minutes to go, opening quarter. It's the Warriors of Rochester Christian by 8. They've been led by the stellar play so far of Amal Eunice, 7 points, 2 rebounds. All the way around. Into the hands of Smith. She'll skip it back over. 10 on the possession. Covington steps into a 3, rattles it home. First 3 and first points of the day for Covington. Mention comes in, the team leader in threes this season. With that one, gives her 18 of them on the year. Zeider inside and lays it in. Give the assist to Simone Andrews. 4 points for Zeider, and for Andrews' first assist. Another 3 at the other end by Indiana Tech. Durbin Thomas knocks this one down. Collins the assist. For Thomas, couple 3s so far today. Summers hangs, can't hit, but draws the foul. Looks like they give it to Jaden Gully, her second, team's third. 24.6 to go in the opening quarter. That'll be free throws for J.C. Summers. Second time that Rochester Christian will step to the stripe today. Carmen Lowry checks in for the first time as the first free throw's good. Loon checks out. Looks like they're checking on her right leg. Second one is good as well, and Tambry Williams will come in for J.C. Summers after she knocked down a pair of free throws. Shot clock is off for the final 23 ticks of the first quarter. Mid-range two is off by Thomas. Tapped out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be Rochester Christian ball with 9.3 to go. Rochester Christian men's basketball team just off to our left here inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. James Fisher always dressed to his best on game days. Surpassed the 1,000 career point mark back on Wednesday against Aquinas as Simone Andrews launches the two at the buzzer, does not fall. And at the end of one, it's Rochester Christian 15 and Indiana Tech 9. We'll take a timeout. When we come back to start the second, we'll get some stats from that first 10 minutes of play from Garth Pleasant Arena on your home for Warriors basketball. Rochester Christian leads it after one, 15-9. Shot at 5 of 16 from the floor in that first quarter of play. Just 3 of 13 on the other side for Indiana Tech. Warriors of Rochester Christian got the only 4 free throws of the first quarter. They knocked all 4 of them down, courtesy of Amal Eunice and J.C. Summers. Shot doesn't go to begin the second quarter. Away with it comes Simone Andrews. So right now it's 4/5 of the starting lineup for Rochester Christian minus Mila Alls. It's J.C. Summers out there for her. Zeider gets fouled on the shot. Smith picks up her first, team's first of this second quarter. Zeider's first spins around and down. Zeider came into the week just about 9 points and 6 rebounds per game. Second one drops for her as well. Had 15 points a couple games ago against Northwestern Ohio. Had 13 against Lourdes. And had 8 back on Wednesday against Aquinas. In fact, those games against Northwestern Ohio and Lourdes had a double-double in each of those games. Correction, Lourdes, she had 8 rebounds. Had the double-double against Northwestern Ohio. Gets the rebound here. Sends it outside. Andrews had it split between her legs. Gets it right back to Zeider. Andrews, mid-range jumper from the baseline off the heel. Summers picks up the foul, her first, team's first. Warriors of Rochester Christian showing a 2-3 zone as Andrews nearly stole the basketball, had it kind of hop off her fingertips. 8 to shoot. Covington gets trapped on the corner. Swing it around the arc. 3 is blocked by Summers with 2 to shoot. It's loose on the floor, and that's going to be a Shot clock violation. Weiss tried to get off a three with about 3 to shoot. Summers stuffed it right back in her face. Our score holds 17-9. Above the free throw line, Zeider, extra pass for Summers. Had it knocked away into the hands of Covington. Covington can take away the basketball as well. 13 steals coming into this one. Knock it down from the wing for Durbin Thomas. Another three, the third three already for Thomas. Mentioned back in the first quarter the 18 points she had against Aquinas, 4 of 6 from three-point range that day. Eunice picked up the dribble. She'll fire. Off the front of the rim, rebound on one hop for Jacqueline Cruz. Loon with another rebound. That'll be her third rebound. And then a block called down low. That'll go on, looks like that's Moorer. That'll be the first on Ryan Moorer. Comes in second on the team in points. Shoots at about 52% from the floor. So far, Moorer, though, 0 for 4 to begin this one. Loon off to Williams, top of the arc, hands off Mila Alls. 10 to shoot for Rochester Christian. Andrews, good look inside, tight to the baseline. Outside it goes Loon, 4-3, banks it home with 2 to shoot. First points of the day for Ashley Loon. That shot comes up short. Falling down on the play was Ritchie, no call. Outside Eunice, all alone for 3. Give me that! And a timeout called by Indiana Tech and Coach Biggs. Loon banks one in. Eunice had all sorts of time to shoot one. It's 23-12, 6:27 to go until halftime. And we'll step aside on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Rochester Christian starting to find their three-point shot here of late. Started out the season over the first 6 games or so, shooting it just about 22% from three-point range. Back on Wednesday night, shot at 10 of 21 from three-point range. So far today, starting out 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Amal Eunice has 2 of those. Her 3 sent us to the timeout, called by Indiana Tech. She's got 10 points already and 2 rebounds, does Eunice. Thomas floats it down low, extra feed. That was Moorer on the shot. And the foul is going to go against Ryan Moore, her second, team's third. On the floor for Rochester Christian, it's Eunice bringing the ball up. Out there with Loon, Andrews, Williams, and Alls. Swing it around to Alls, bounce it in for Williams. Williams to Eunice. Eunice wants another three. This one just a touch off. On the floor for Indiana Tech, it's Weiss, Covington, Thomas, Cruz, and Smith. Coach Ocampo directing the defense. His team up 23-12. Thomas draws two. Outside to Covington. Tries to step back, swing it around this way into the corner. Bounce it right at the shot clock, and just before the shot clock sounded, looks like we got a foul in there. Officials will discuss this. It was a pretty bang-bang play as the whistle sounded right about when the buzzer sounded as well. It was almost simultaneous. Looks like they're going to head over and take an official look at this over at the scorers table. 5:06 to go until halftime, currently 23-12. It'll either be a foul on Rochester Christian or a shot clock violation. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Rochester Christian Warriors following today's action. They'll be back here a week from now on Saturday the 13th, taking on Cornerstone, 1 p.m. Eastern time right here on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Then they'll head out to the Daytona Beach Classic on the 17th and 18th, taking on number 16 Carroll on the 17th and Kansas Wesleyan on the 18th. Warriors shooting it just 7 of 21 to begin, but 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Also 6 of 6 from the free throw line, the only free throws that we've seen so far today. Game high scorer Amal Eunice, 10 points, 3 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Zyder has 6 plus 3 rebounds. On the other side for Indiana Tech, Durbin Thomas, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, has 9 points, 2 rebounds to lead her team. Still taking a look at this over at the scorers table. If you're just joining us, there was a whistle and a foul called right as the shot clock expired, so they're determining if it's a foul or a violation, which came first. It was 15-9 Rochester Christian after 1. We have 5:06 to go until the half. A reminder that just about 30 minutes after this game concludes, the men's game will happen right here at Garth Pleasant Arena. And looks like the officials have seen enough. Looks like the foul will be called. Foul goes on Andrews, her first, team second. At the free throw line is Smith, knocks down the first. Second one splashes through as well. Still a 9-point lead for Rochester Christian. Williams outside Andrews, eyeing a three off the back of the rim. Smith, far corner, able to get out of there with it. Indiana Tech swings it around, knock it down for Covington. Kendall Zeider heads over to the scorer's table for Rochester Christian. Alls bounces for Williams, backs her way in. Turns, can't hit it, rolled off, got her own miss. Second try doesn't go and tapped out of bounds. It'll be Indiana Tech ball. Zeider checks in for Mila Alls. 4:03 to go first half. Straight away for Vice. Pass stolen by Amal Yunus, up the floor looking for Andrews. Extra pass down low, lay in, doesn't go for Tambry Williams, but a whistle and a foul. Foul goes on Vice, her second, team's fourth. Free throw doesn't go for Williams. Vice getting the start today for Indiana Tech, has started all 9 games now this season for the Warriors, averaging just about 28 minutes per game. Second one pops out for Tambry Williams. Our score holds 23-17. Extra pass, Vice open in the corner, can't hit it. Rebound down to Zeider. Andrews directs traffic. Zeider comes to the free throw line and gets the handoff from Andrews. She'll hand it back over to her, crosses over with 8 to shoot. Extra pass, found Cruz in the corner. Now Covington bounces it back to her. Skip it outside, Vice. Looked like she wanted to go up for 3. They'll work it back around to Covington, who tries the 3. That comes up well short and out of bounds on the baseline. Looked like the official signaled that there was going to be a review there on the air ball by Covington. Head coach Jesse Biggs comes over, has a quick word with our official. Sounds like she was just clarifying what she wanted them to talk over here. They stick with the call. It's Rochester Christian's basketball. 2:45 to go until halftime. Avery Collins comes in for Madison Vice, and we're back to basketball. Rochester Christian, over their last, we'll say, game and a half now, has done well, limiting the opposing team's top scorers. Did well in that regard back on Wednesday against the Scorers of Aquinas, as hooking and hitting off glass was Zyder there. And so far, through almost one half of basketball this afternoon, Covington and Moore, the top two scorers for Indiana Tech, combining for just 6 points on 2 of 10 shooting. Flow to pass, picked off by Simone Andrews, possible 3-on-3 the other direction, and has it poked away by Avery Collins out of bounds. Collins, a sophomore from Blissfield, Michigan. Corner baseline inbound for Eunice. Eunice to Andrews, almost had it stripped. Now Loon for Zyder. Zyder through some contact, throws up a shot, no, but a whistle and a foul. That'll be the first on Collins, team's 5th. Zyder to the free throw line, short on the first. Second time today at the line for Zyder. Second one short as well. Williams got a hand on the miss, but tapped it over to Durbin Thomas. .90 seconds to go in the first half, 25-17 Rochester Christian. Pass bobbled and lost it, did, I believe that was Smith. Amal Eunice brings it into the front court, has Loon, Zyder, Williams, and Andrews out there with her. Rochester Christian in the bonus for the final minute plus of this half, but that pass gets stolen, and Taylor Covington initiates the offense. Covington 6 points, 2 rebounds, just 2 of 5 shooting to begin. Eight to shoot. Rising, firing, and scoring, Durbin Thomas. Durbin Thomas now into double figures, has 11. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, 4 of 5 from the floor. Andrews crosses over. Mid-range 2 does not fall. About a 2-second difference between clocks here to finish out the half. Covington with it, working on Andrews. See if Jacqueline Cruz comes to set a pick here in a second. She does. Eunice comes over to help, takes it away with 6 seconds to go in the half. Up ahead, Andrews lays it in. Big time stop. Coach Ocampo is fired up. Amal Eunice double teamed on Covington as Cruz came to set the pick for her. Stole the ball. Got to give her the assist there on the lay-in by Andrews, and they do. For Andrews, that's her first tally of the half and first assist of the day for Amal Eunice. And that'll give the Warriors of Rochester Christian the 27-19 lead heading to halftime. We'll take a timeout, come back in just a moment with some first half stats on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Welcome back on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here with you inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. 27-19 is our halftime score. As we take a look at some stats from that first 20 minutes of play. Rochester Christian shot at 32% from the floor in that first half, to 25% for Indiana Tech. Points at a premium in the first 20 minutes of play, especially that first quarter, was 15-9 after the first quarter of play. Rochester Christian has limited their turnovers so far, just 5 to 10 turnovers by Indiana Tech. Also a +6 advantage in rebounding for Rochester Christian. And a huge first half for the freshman Amal Eunice was capped off by a steal and an assist on the lone field goal of the half by Simone Andrews. Eunice 10 points, has a rebound, check that, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. That assist coming on the lay-in by Andrews before the buzzer, and that steal to set up the play was her 3rd of the half as well. Kendall Zeider through 14 minutes of action in that first half, 8 points, 4 rebounds so far. And on the other side, Durbin Thomas leads Indiana Tech with 11 points, shot at 3 of 3 from three-point range and 4 of 5 from the floor overall in 15 minutes played. 5 of the 6 field goal makes for Indiana Tech coming from beyond the arc. They're 41, almost 42% on threes so far today. We'll take a timeout, just about 10 minutes until half number 2 from Garth Pleasant Arena. It's the Rochester Christian Warriors and the Indiana Tech Warriors on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Durbin Thomas, a game-high 11 points on 4 of 5 shooting through 20 minutes of play so far between Rochester Christian and Indiana Tech. Amal Eunice on the other side for Rochester Christian, 10 points in 20 minutes. Also had 2 rebounds, assists, and 3 steals as well. Second half between Rochester Christian and Indiana Tech coming your way next. Just about ready for the second half of action in this Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference tilt between Rochester Christian, comes in 4-1 in conference play, and Indiana Tech 4-0 in WAC play so far, 6-2 overall. It'll be Rochester Christian basketball to get us going here in the third. Alls trying to go down low for Zeider, gets it down to her, missed on the shot. Zeider 3 of 8 from the floor so far today. 8 points, 4 rebounds, lay in, and the first basket for Ryan Moorer. Was 0 for 5 shooting in the first half. Covington 2 of 5 in half number 1. 6 points and a couple rebounds for her. Eunice for 3. Offensive rebound, another one for Mila Alls. Floated outside Eunice, driving left, kicks it to Ashley Loon, who charges the baseline. And that'll be an offensive foul on the push-off by Ashley Loon. That'll be her first. Swing it around, long 3, splashes home for Madison Weiss. Indiana Tech has done most of their damage from three-point range. Now 6 of their 8 field goals have come from beyond the arc. They're 6 of 13 from out there as Andrews gallops in, tries to scoop it, and has it knocked away on the baseline. And the threes have certainly to this point held Indiana Tech in this one as Eunice inbounds it to Alls with 8 to shoot. Indiana Tech has 5 more turnovers, make it 4 more now with that one by Rochester Christian. And the Warriors of Rochester Christian also had a +6 advantage in rebounding in the first half. 3 from the corner does not go. Rebound to Zeider. In fact, offensive rebounding for Rochester Christian, 6-1. Alls has certainly been a factor there. Crossover dribble, we've seen that move a couple times today by Simone Andrews. She gets the latest one to fall. Float it to Covington. Right back to the logo for Thomas. Weiss for 3 again. This one won't go. That Weiss 3 from a few moments ago, her lone field goal of the game so far. Every shot she's taken has been from the outside, as Eunice, again on the takeaway, had 3 of those in the first half. That'll be her 4th. Coach Ocampo has to love what he's gotten from Amal Eunice the last couple games. Bounce it to Zeider with 10. She'll turn baseline off glass. It runs off. Eunice tries to tie up the basketball and is successful, but the possession arrow will send it the other way. Summers comes in for Mila Alls. 6:43 to go in the third. 29-24 Rochester Christian. Number 11, Durbin Thomas with 11. Bounce it to the baseline and tie it up in air with Ryan Moorer. Here's Andrews on the wing, being marked by Covington. Summers in for Zeider, turning off glass and rolls it in. Another game for Zeider in double figures. She has 10, 4 of 10 shooting. Pass tipped and stolen by Loon. Head up, Simone Andrews gets by Covington and lays it in. Another rebound comes down to Zeider. That'll be her 6th to go along with those 10 points. Zeider now in double figures for her 3rd time in the last 4. Has it here, draws a crowd, drops it off to Eunice off glass. No, Zeider the rebound, puts it up and lost it out of bounds. Eunice tried to get there, but not in time. Tambry Williams checks back in, as does Avery Collins. Zeider sits, and that's Durbin Thomas sits. Now looks like Gabby Ritchie heads over to the scorer's table. Free throw line for Moorer. Swing it around the arc. 3 is on the way. Knock it down for Madison Weiss. Her 2nd triple on the day, 2nd this half. Andrews confidently up for the mid-range 2. Moorer goes all the way in, leaves it baseline, bounce it for Gully for 2. give the assist there to Moore. Haven't called Gully's name a ton today, just her first basket to go along with 4 rebounds, though, and 2 assists. Weiss to Gully, now Covington. Back to Weiss, stepped behind the arc as she let it go. Offensive rebound by Collins. Simone Andrews on the run, no numbers, lays it up, no. Now Moore left alone at the other end for 2. Timeout on the floor called by Rochester Christian. 3:30 to go in the third. 33-31. Rochester Christian will step aside for a moment on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Rochester Christian's lead down to 2, 33-31 with 3.5 to go here, third quarter. Rochester Christian has now won, coming into this one, 3 of their last 4. Took down Defiance back on November 18th, 68-58. Then the big win over Northwestern Ohio here on the 22nd. Fell a few days later against the Lourdes Gray Wolves. Bounced back on Wednesday with a 64-43 win over Aquinas. Have looked strong here today against Indiana Tech. Pass tipped by Gully. She'll go down to the floor for it, getting some help from Collins. Moore goes in, and a tie-up will keep it here. And with that, that'll send us to the third quarter media timeout. 3:05 to go in the quarter, still 33-31. It'll be Indiana Tech ball when we come back on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Number 20, Indiana Tech, outscoring Rochester Christian here in the third, 12-6. It was 27-19, Rochester Christian at the half. Indiana Tech has now bumped their shooting percentage up to 33% for the game. Bounce it to Gully on the inbound, missed on the floater. And Collins trying to catch up to the loose ball on the baseline, lost it. Eunice and Zeiter The Warriors of Rochester Christian in double figures so far, each with 10. Eunice is out there as Andrews has a three go halfway down and pop out. Kendall Zeider is not currently out there for Rochester Christian as Gully misses from underneath the hoop. For Rochester Christian, it's Eunice, Summers, Williams, Andrews, and Loon. For Indiana Tech, Moore, Covington, Ritchie, Gully, Collins. Eunice steps back with it, working on Collins. 10 to shoot. It's in the hands of Andrews. Williams inside the paint, too strong off the heel. 2-point game, 2 minutes to go in the third. Zeider comes in for Williams. Loon picks up her second, team's second of this third quarter, the only two fouls of the quarter, both going against Rochester Christian. Covington with it against Simone Andrews. Covington still on those 6 points for three, rolls it out for Madison Weiss. She's knocked down a couple today. Eunice gets a screen by Zeider, launches the three. It's been a tightly contested game throughout. Outside, swing it back to the logo for Covington. It was 15-9 after one. Covington from the elbow, clanged off the heel of the rim. Rebound one-handed by Loon. Still 12-6, the advantage here in the third for Indiana Tech. As we hit 1 minute to go in the quarter, 33-31 still our score. Zeider spins inside, lay it up, lay it in, counted in a foul. Cruz gets her first. Cruz did not play a couple of years ago back in her freshman season. Free throw falls for Zeider. Played 22 games, making 5 starts a season ago. Has appeared in all 9 games so far this year. Came in averaging 18 minutes per. Shot too strong by Ritchie. Another rebound for Rochester Christian and Ashley Loon. About a 12-second difference here in clock. Scooping and scoring Simone Andrews. So all of a sudden, 5 quick points in just the last 30 seconds or so by Rochester Christian pushes that lead back out to 7. Final 15 seconds of the quarter. Covington has it on Simone Andrews. Gonna work it all the way down, has 5 to go, now charges in, gets cut off by Amal Eunice. The ball leaks out to the corner, and a whistle and a foul before the shot by Gabby Ritchie. That'll be the third on Loon. Looks like Carmen Lowry is gonna come quickly off the bench for her. Clock stops with 1.6 to go in the third. Baseline inbound coming under the hoop from Moore. Into the corner, double team, launching it, almost got it to fall. Covington made it interesting there in the corner. Couple Warriors draped on her. But at the end of 3, Rochester Christian will take the 38-31 lead to the fourth on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. 38-31 Rochester Christian as we begin our fourth quarter. From Garth Pleasant Arena, Stephen McDonald here with you. Scoring, as you can guess, has been at a premium today. The most points by either side put up in a quarter so far was the 15 that Rochester Christian put up in the first. They went up 15-9 after one. It was 12-10 in the second quarter, 12-11 just there in the third, as Zider goes in, lays it up and in. That's now 7 straight by Rochester Christian. It was 33-31 at one point. Thomas launches a three. Another rebound down to Zider. That'll be her 9th rebound of the game. Also has 15 points, a game high. Zip it down low. Summers on the reverse. Into the corner it goes. Vice for three. Rebound swatted by Carmen Lowry into the hands of Kendall Zider. It's Lowry, Zider, Eunice, Summers, and Andrews for Rochester Christian. Try to go back in that same direction as before for Summers, tapped away by Covington. She's out there with Moore, Thomas, Gully, and Vice. Zider tries to get to the baseline, cut off there by Gully. Pivots inside, throws it up with the right hand, no. Rebound Gully. Vice thought about it, kept it moving. Back it goes to Covington, right back around to Vice. Swing it back, Vice, this time for three, and this time it goes. Third three for Madison Vice. Every shot that she has attempted today has been from beyond the arc, 3 of 11. Zider pivots, but traveled with it. Just picked up that heel slightly as she went into that pivot. Zider will sit. Williams comes in. Rochester Christian still showing that 2-3 look. Three is up, on the way and through for Durbin Thomas. Back-to-back threes for Indiana Tech. Vice and Thomas makes it 42-37. Summers to Eunice. Eunice hasn't scored since halftime, still on 10 points. 8 to shoot as they get it to Summers. Backs her way to the baseline, lays it up short. Seven minutes to go in regulation. Covington. Extra pass to the sideline again for three. Durbin Thomas. 42-40. A 9-0 run in the blink of an eye for Indiana Tech. Timeout called on the floor. We'll take the timeout with them from Garth Pleasant Arena on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. Indiana Tech a quick 9-0 run. Madison Weiss knocked down a three, then Durbin Thomas went back-to-back. Thomas now 17 points, 5 of 7 from three-point range. Indiana Tech as a team, 14 field goals today, 10 of those 14 coming from three-point range. They've assisted on 11 of their 14 makes. The first Thomas three from a few moments ago was assisted by Moore. The latest one that sent us to the timeout was assisted by Jaden Gully. Indiana Tech answers that run by Rochester Christian. It was 33-31. Then Rochester Christian made their run. Indiana Tech has now responded back to a 2-point game. Williams to Andrews. Andrews misses, runs it around the rim and off. Rebound to Moorer. Covington quickly back as they bounce it to the baseline, and we're tied. Warriors have been showing Indiana Tech a 2-3 zone for most of this game. And right there, Indiana Tech able to solve it with some quick passing as it found its way to Gully for the lay-in on the baseline. Amal Eunice triggers the three. Gully the rebound off the floor. Kendall Zeider takes a seat at the scorer's table. Weiss looked at the three, kept it moving for Durbin Thomas, 10 to shoot. Covington on Andrews. Weiss steps to a three. It pops out and pops back in. And the three-point run for Indiana Tech continues. Williams, left-handed push. Rebound by Moorer. Moorer inside, no, whistle and a foul. Clock stops at 4:47. So during this run by Indiana Tech, a couple threes by Weiss, a couple threes by Durbin Thomas, and a lay-in by Gully, 45-42. Moorer at the free throw line. Indiana Tech outscoring Rochester Christian here in the fourth quarter, 15-4. Currently, one more free throw for Moorer is good. Does Rochester Christian have a response now down 5? Eunice to Williams. Loon gets a screen from her, steps back for 3. Up ahead to Gully, missed on the lay-in. Pass was leading her over towards the corner, had to turn and try to throw up the shot before the Warriors could get back defensively. Get it to Williams, backs in on Moorer. Off the glass, no, but a whistle and a foul is going to go against Ryan Moorer. That'll be her third. Williams to the free throw line. 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist for Tambry Williams so far. First one is up and good. Was 0 for 2 on her previous trip to the free throw line today. Can get it back to within a 1-score game and misses on the second. Vice to Gully, being guarded by Williams. Tries to take Williams one-on-one. A grab and a foul on Rochester Christian as Durbin Thomas went on a drive. That'll be the fourth on Loon. Loon, the only Warrior really in foul trouble. Tambry Williams has 2. Andrews and Summers have 1. On the other side, Ryan Moore just a moment ago picked up her 3rd. Gully and Smith each have 2. Just haven't seen all too many fouls called in this game. 49-43 Indiana Tech, and traveling was Tambry Williams. Gully tried to go middle on Williams, got denied, backed it out. Still 12 on the possession. As we hit 3 minutes to go in regulation, Durbin Thomas bobbled it on the baseline. Vice to Moorer, pivoting on Zeider, throws it up. No, offensive rebound Gully. Rochester Christian wants to travel. Looked like Gully left her feet for a moment, but reset it outside. 10 to shoot as Moore rises above the free throw line off the heel. Rebound comes down to Andrews. Coach Ocampo calling out the play from the sideline. Send it down low to Zeider. Turns, throws it up, count it, and the foul. That'll be the 4th on Moorer. Zeider's up to 17 and 10 rebounds, and she'll go to the free throw line, try to get this back to a 3-point game. Is 3 of 5 at the line today, but misses on this one. Warriors just 8 of 14 at the free throw line today. Indiana Tech has only taken 4. They've made all 4. Eunice thought she had a takeaway there, but a whistle and a foul is going to go on her. That'll put Ryan Moore at the free throw line. Moore 6 points, just 2 of 9 from the floor today. Came in averaging about 16 per contest, misses on the first. Six points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists for Ryan Moore today. Has one more at the line. It's up and through. 2 minutes to go in regulation. 5-point game between Rochester Christian and Indiana Tech. Williams has it in the corner. 12 to go on the possession. Tipped out of bounds by Covington. Alls comes in for Tambry Williams. So Rochester Christian with that substitution do have some three-point shooters out there. Loon, Andrews, of course Eunice, and Alls can all knock one down if needed. Splashing it from the elbow though is Simone Andrews. Back to a 3-point game, 1.5 minutes to go. Don't necessarily have to start fouling if you're Rochester Christian. Can play for a stop here. Weiss up fake and traveled with it. And that's exactly what you wanted if you're Rochester Christian. Get the 2 by Simone Andrews and then get the stop as Weiss thought twice about the 3 and got called for the travel. Bring it into the front court, and Coach Ocampo will call time with 1:08 to go. They'll have 1 timeout remaining, and they're down by 3. We'll step aside while they draw something up from Garth Pleasant Arena on your home for Warriors basketball. .108 to go in regulation. Indiana Tech leads it by 3. It's Rochester Christian basketball as they've called time to try to draw something up here. Don't necessarily need a 3 if you can get a good look from 2 here. They do have some options if they do look for a 3, though, on this possession. Amal Eunice has 2 of them today. Ashley Loon has 1. But back on Wednesday night against Aquinas, a big 5 of 8 3-point shooting night for Ashley Loon. 17 points in the win back on Wednesday. Came into this week shooting it 36% from beyond the arc on about 5 attempts per game. It's Zeider, Loon, Andrews, Alls, and Eunice as they get it to Loon. Zeider down low, high off glass, 1 hop off the rim, no, put back, no, rebound comes down to Gully, and then Eunice tries to tie up the basketball and does, but the possession arrow favors Indiana Tech, and Zeider at the end of that could not believe that she missed from under the hoop. Just visibly frustrated with herself there. 54.3 seconds to go. Looks like we're ready to get back to it. 54.3 seconds remaining. It's Indiana Tech by 3, and they'll have the basketball. They've got Moore, Weiss, Covington, Thomas, and Gully on the floor. Thomas has it working on Loon. 8 to shoot. Gully drops it off to Moore for 2. Zeider has to hurry to Tambry Williams, lays it in. 20 seconds to go. And Rochester Christian will use their final timeout. Coach Ocampo not happy with something at the other end, as Ryan Moore laid it in for 2. Our score 52-49, 20 seconds remaining. Indiana Tech has outscored Rochester Christian here in the fourth, 21 to 11. It was 27-19 Rochester Christian at the half. Durbin Thomas, a game-high 19 points, 5 of 7 from three-point range. Madison Weiss, 12 points, 4 of 12 from the floor, all coming from beyond the arc. Moore with that lay-in, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. On the other side for Rochester Christian, Zider, 17 points, 11 rebounds. Amal Eunice, 10 points, all coming in the first half. Simone Andrews up to 10 points as well. $20 seconds to go. Rochester Christian and Indiana Tech. The men's game will take place right about 30 minutes after this game wraps up. Rochester Christian hoping that the game can go on a little bit longer, though. Indiana Tech 20 seconds away from improving to 7-2 on the season, would go to 5-0 in WAC play. Rochester Christian came into this one 4-4 overall, all 4 wins coming in conference. They came in 4-1 in WAC play. Their lone loss in conference came back on Tuesday, the 25th of November, 72-54 at Lourdes. Bounced back here on Wednesday in a big way against Aquinas, 64-43. Inbound, knocked away, almost stolen by Zider. And then a whistle and a foul on the far side of the floor. Punched it loose. Simone Andrews was at the other end there. But Durbin Thomas, I believe that was, got to it first. Madison Weiss will trigger on the inbound. Only about 3 seconds came off the clock there, so 17 seconds to go. Zider quickly reaches and fouls. That'll be her second and team's fifth, so that puts Indiana Tech in the bonus for the final 15.8. Coach Ocampo makes the switch, sends out Loon and Alls. Out there with Andrews, Eunice, and Zider. Moore at the free throw line. First one's up and through. Indiana Tech hasn't been to the line a whole lot today. 6 of 7 though at the line. Second one's off. All's the rebound. Warriors have to push here. Simone Andrews to the front court. Eunice into a three. Got the three! 53-52. 4.4 seconds to go. And the foul will be called. That'll send Moore back to the free throw line. Just the second foul on Eunice. And what a time to hit her first shot since halftime. 13 points now for Amal Eunice. Moore to the free throw line, 4 of 6 today. Goes up with the first, and it pops out. Ashley Loon will head down the other direction. She'll hang out over in the far corner right in front of her bench for a possible three here as Moore missed both. No timeouts for Rochester Christian. Amal Eunice. Was there a whistle there at the logo? Amal Eunice got the shot away. There was a whistle just before the buzzer. The officials will get together here. Rochester Christian's bench believes there was a whistle and a foul called as Eunice bobbled it on the way up. It would be 3 free throws for Amal Eunice. Simone Andrews comes over, gives her a hug. Ryan Moorer misses both in a 1-point game. Amal Eunice knocked down a three a moment ago to make it a 1-point game. And on this call, could go to the free throw line with a chance. They're taking a look at it across the way at the scorer's table here inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. 53 to 52. Right now the clock shows 0. Amal Eunice 2 for 2 at the free throw line today. Her three there to make it 53-52 was her third of the game. Now just hoping that she has a chance to step to the stripe. Warriors are 8 of 14 at the line today. And now the officials are looking up at the scoreboard. Could indicate that they might be putting the time back on here, which would be a big thing for Rochester Christian if that is, in fact, what is going on over there. Kendall Zeider, 17 points, 12 rebounds. Eunice, 13 points. Simone Andrews, 10. Durbin Thomas on the other side, 19 points. Weiss has 12. Ryan Moore has 10, but missed a chance to put this game away at the free throw line. Still awaiting the call from our officiating crew on if there was a foul there just before the buzzer. And now it looks like that will be the call. Amal Eunice has taken her position at the free throw line. They do put 0.6 of a second back up, so now the holdup could be, was she fouled in the act of shooting? And I do believe the official right in front of us just held up 3 fingers. So Amal Eunice should be getting 3 free throws. The foul goes on Durbin Thomas, her first. First free throw for Eunice is up and through, and we're tied at 53. Official says 2 more for her at the line. Bends at the knees, second one is up and rattles out. But she has 1 more with 0.6 to go. Up with it, and it's good! Amal Eunice, the freshman, has given the Warriors the lead with under 1 second to go. Timeout on the floor, called by Indiana Tech. She knocked down the 3 that made it 53 to 52. And now with 2 free throws, Rochester Christian has regained control. Eunice, 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Also has 4 steals as well. But in the final seconds of this one, has come up huge with 5 points. She had 10 at the half and had been held scoreless in the second half up until that 3, and then the 2 free throws there just a moment ago. The freshman guard has played 40 minutes today. The only other Warrior to do that is Simone Andrews. And now with 0.6 of a second, it'll be Madison Weiss to inbound it. Got to get this thing to the rim. Tambry Williams stands in front of her, and it's tapped out of bounds by Williams, but there should still be a few ticks left. Maybe 2 or 3/10 of a second will be put back up on the clock. What an amazing ending to this basketball game, 54-53. They do put 3/10 back up. The Warriors of both Rochester Christian and Indiana Tech, the men's teams awaiting their chance to take the floor here. But once again, it'll be Weiss to trigger it, throws it up to the rim, and it won't go. And Rochester Christian survives. Amal Eunice plays the hero. Some final stats in this one before we sign off. Again, come right back here on the Rochester Christian Sports Network. The men's game will be about 30 minutes from now. Kendall Zeider, 17 points, 12 rebounds to lead her team. Amal Eunice, 15 points, none bigger than the 5 she put up in the final minute of this one. Simone Andrews, 10 points. On the other side, Durbin Thomas, 19 points, 7 of 10 shooting. Madison Weiss, 12 points. Ryan Moore, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. But our final score, 54-53. Rochester Christian goes to 5-1 in conference play. Indiana Tech suffers their first loss of conference play. They'll go to 4-1 in WAC play. So for SID, Andrew Ripke, my name's Stephen MacDonald saying so long from Garth Pleasant Arena, where your final score one final time is Rochester Christian 54 and Indiana Tech 53. This has been a presentation of the Rochester Christian Sports Network.